Let's start this one by looking at answer choices A and D. Both of them have a pretty similar shape, and we'll match it up with that front-back projection. First of all, we can find this little triangular piece that sticks up right in the middle, and you can match it up with both answer choices. But notice how we have a slanted edge of that triangle, which is this one here in maroon on the left. And we can also look at these steps over here on the right side of our object. So the slanted edge of that triangle is on the opposite side of those yellow steps. So we can find those steps right here in our answer choice A, but this slanted edge of the triangle right here in maroon in A is on the same side as those steps, whereas here in our object, that slanted edge is on the left and those steps are on the right. So we can eliminate A. In answer choice D, you can see how that slanted edge is on the opposite side as those steps, so that part looks correct. Look at this edge now right here in green that's slanted. You can see it's on the same side as that maroon slanted edge. So if you look at the same side of that slanted maroon edge, you can see that that left part of our object is going to be formed by this vertical line here in green, as well as this horizontal line on top, and this sloped edge right here in green. So that's not going to form this edge right here, because first of all, here in D, we need a horizontal edge there on the top to match up with this plane right here in green. So this acute angle here in D doesn't match up with this green edge that we'd have on the left side of our object. So we can eliminate D, and you can see here in our actual front-back projection, this is what that side of the object should look like, not this acute angle right there. Let's look next at answer choice C, and we can match that up with the top-down projection. We can first of all see this little yellow rectangle that sort of protrudes off that right side, and you can match it up right here in answer choice C. You can also find this slanted edge in answer choice C. That would match up with that slanted edge right there. So the right side of our object looks correct. If we look over on the left side of our object, look how we have this slanted edge directly across from that slanted maroon edge. So if we look directly across from that slanted maroon edge here in C, we should have a green slanted edge right there, but in answer choice C, we just have this 90-degree angle, and that doesn't match up with this slanted edge like we have here in our object, so we can eliminate C. And lastly, we'll look at answer choices B and E. So they're looking at our object from that left-right projection, and we know that because of the size, you can see the length and height of it matches up with B and E. They're mostly a square shape. We can find this little tiny piece right here in answer choice B and right here in E, and you can see where that matches up with this little tiny piece right here, looking at the object from that left-right projection. And now looking at what's different between B and E, the only difference that I see is that this piece right here in teal in answer choice B is in a different position than it is right here in E. And more noticeably, you can see how there's a gap between that teal piece and this tall piece right here in yellow in answer choice B, whereas here in E, that teal piece is flush. It's directly adjacent with that yellow piece right next to it. There's no maroon gap between them. So we can find where that teal piece would exist right here in our object. It's that cylinder, but from the left-right projection, it'll just appear as a rectangle, and we can find that tall yellow piece right there. But looking at it from that left-right projection, just imagine drawing a line from this teal piece straight back. You can see how it overlaps with that yellow piece, so there's not going to be a gap between the two. So answer choice B is incorrect. This teal piece should be moved over a little bit closer to that yellow piece so that there's no gap in between that teal and yellow piece. Here in E, you can see how that teal piece is flush with that yellow piece. As we have in our object, there's an overlap between the two of them, so we don't have a gap between them like we had here in B. So answer choice E is correct.